Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking to the 1 in 100 people that suffer from celiac. Really, can you survive in the Philippines with celiac? Well, the simple answer is yes, you can survive out here with celiac. But it takes careful planning, a bit of vigilance. Yes, Filipino cuisine is heavily reliant on soy sauce, wheat-based products and cross-contamination risks, just like everywhere else. But they have plenty of things that are gluten-free. And I'm going to talk to you about some of these shortly. So if you're still watching this and you're not a celiac sufferer, celiac disease is an autoimmune condition or an illness or disease, whatever you want to call it. And really, it's where the body is going to react negatively to gluten. And that's some of that's found in wheat, barley, and rye. And when you are a celiac and you eat gluten, your own immune system starts to attack the small intestine. You end up damaging the lining, and it makes it very difficult to absorb nutrients properly. And over time, it does lead to serious health conditions if untreated. And the symptoms really varies from person to person. So some of the common ones, chronic diarrhea or constipation, bloating, excessive gas, abdominal pains, cramp, nausea, vomiting, and all smelling number twos, you know, but everybody's different. I've got to admit, when I was diagnosed, I had never had any of them symptoms. Well, also with the celiac, you can get nutrient deficiencies, and this is for me where it affects me. Fatigue, and low energy, iron deficiency, anemia, weight loss or weight gain, difficult gaining weight, osteoporosis, weight both mouth ulcers. But the only one I don't get here is mouth ulcers. But there are ways of working around it. You can get neurological and health disease, brain fog, depression, anxiety, headaches, migraine, numbness or tingling in the hands and feet. Some people get problems with the joints, and some people get rashes on their skin, but it's not a pleasant disease. When somebody talks about being gluten when they're out, 9 times out of 10, they're quicker off the block than Usain Bolt and getting to the toilet because it affects them that badly. For me, when I get gluten, I fall asleep, which sounds great, but when you're driving or riding a motorbike, it's not the most safest thing. I have no option. I just fall asleep. So the only treatment that's available for celiacs is to have a strict gluten-free diet for life. You know, Even tiny amounts of it, like a crumb or a bit of soy sauce, can trigger long-term damages to you. And it's never going to get better. You can't have an off day. So we're going to, in this, I'm going to look about a bit more into celiac and how you can manage it in the Philippines, because the Philippines does have lots of naturally dishes that are gluten free. And to be honest, they're awesome. If I'm honest, I eat better here than I do in UK. So I suppose the first question is, people always ask me, can you get gluten free in the Philippines? And the simple answer is yes, you can get them, but sometimes you've got to look around for them. I'm going to say, in Bacolod, and I know it's a chain that's up and around the Philippines, there is stores called Healthy Options. Now they have lots of gluten-free products, and in all honesty, it's better than the selections I see in the supermarkets in England because it's things you can make things with. In England, it's generally mixed and things with lots of sugar in some awful breads. And breads and that here you can get gluten free breads and you can get gluten-free cakes. You may have to search around. In Backlot, there are a couple of places. Peter Mom does bread. You know, cakes, I know I can go to the Tractor Cafe in Talasaya and I can get gluten-free cheesecake. So there are some options here. If you like Mexican food, there is a place called Tacos Ni Hoti, and there's two places that I know of. There is one in the Art District, one over by La Salle University. They do Mexican food. All the tortillas are done with rice flour, and it's absolutely awesome to. The chef, especially in the Art District one, is very knowledgeable. Don't know about the other one because I've never been to it, but I know in the south. And the Tractor Cafe, there are some gluten-free options there, and the staff are very, very helpful. The owner rang up her suppliers to check for some of the cakes for me, so they are really good. Guys, there are lots of dishes here that are done with soy sauce, but what you want to look for is this coconut and aminos. It is the local version of soy sauce, gluten-free. But there are many dishes over here that are naturally gluten-free. There is singagang, which is a sour soup. It generally has tamarind based and it's either pork, shrimp, or fish. But just check. You can get tinola, which is a ginger-based chicken soup with papaya. You can have bilko, which is a sticky rice made with coconut milk and brown sugar. And it's a bit strange, but actually it's quite nice. You could even get this sunman, which is sticky rice in banana leaves with sugar or coconut. There are some of the little stars. There's lots of different soups here that you may be able to eat. You just got to ask them. Most places in the Philippines will have lechon, which is whole roasted pig. Just make sure the marinade doesn't have soy sauce. It's the same with insal. Insal is generally marinated with vinegar, calamansi, and spices. Generally, it's gluten-free, but just check. I've got to admit, I've never had any problem with insal at all. And generally the soy sauce is on the side, but I just take my bottle of sauce with me from now going places. There's plenty of pork or chicken barbecues. Just make sure they're not done in soy sauce. There's a delicacy here called tuna panag, and it's grilled tuna fish. But my favourite, in all honesty, is kinilaw, which is fresh fish that's cooked with vinegar, coconut, milk, and lemons or calamansi. It's really good. There are plenty of vegetable and seafood dishes that you can have. Don't remember off the top of my head, but there are a few. But snacks, there are snacks or desserts. The most strangest one I've had is called Halo Halo, which is mixed. Really means mixed. It's like shaved ice dessert. Individually, all the bits taste weird. Stick them together, and it works really well. But you've just got to check some of the toppings they put on. Some may contain wheat, but that's probably one of the best dishes that I've had here. But it's easy to survive here. You go in the supermarkets, there are not masses of ready-made products, but there is all the stuff to make uh, something for yourself. So my own journey as a celiac started 5 years ago when everybody was panicking about COVID, and I was getting more and more tired. I was absolutely exhausted. And then I went for a routine checkup for my diving medical, and they noticed some anomalies in my blood. So they suggested I went for further tests. And at the time, I was a manager in a food factory, and I was breathing in flour all day long. for the next 9 months, it took me to go to clear my body and go through all the testing of celiac. So probably since the end of 2021, so maybe now 4 years, I've been celiac since I've been gluten-free for 5 years, but the last 4 years I've known what I'm doing. The first year I didn't really have a clue what I was doing, mainly because I was so sick I couldn't take in what people were telling me. Now, like everybody, when they first get gluten, you go looking at, all what the supermarkets sell. And to be honest, most of it's crap. It's full of sugar, it's heavily processed. And if it's anything like England, very expensive. But before I was celiac, I I cooked from scratch. I've always cooked from scratch. I've never really used jar or the sauce or anything. I've always cooked them from scratch. And that's probably why I never had a lot of the symptoms of celiac, because I'm classed as a silent celiac, because I don't get the traditional, bloated stomach and dash quicker than Hussein Bolt to the toilet. And since I've been in the Philippines 3 months, and in 3 months I've been gluten twice. Okay. The first time was my wife had a beautiful dish of prawns, and I stole one prawn and I paid the price. And the second time it was a dish that I'd had before, but it was somebody decided to put soy sauce in. Within 15 minutes, I was asleep. These things do happen. It's worse for me in England. 2 and 3 months here is pretty good. And, to be honest, that's a long time ago now, because it was when I was first here. But I am a lot better at managing here. Would I recommend coming to the Philippines with celiac? Yeah. It's really easy to be celiac here. There are plenty of fresh products that you can eat. There are lots of local dishes that you can eat. Do I have the same choice in the supermarkets of England? No. But then in England, I never bothered eating. I never bothered buying them because it was nearly always cake. And I don't know if you've ever had gluten-free bread. It varies in quality and taste. Some of it's just like eating cardboard. Well, guys, I hope that's given you the confidence to come here if you've got celiac disease. Feel free to drop me a message. What I will do is all the places I've mentioned, I will put links in the comments so you can actually see them places, check them places out. And if you've liked the video, give us a like, thumbs up. If you don't like it, just let me know. Either way. And if you're a celiac, have you been to the Philippines and how did you manage? Drop us a line in the comment. Take care. See you next time.